The sponsor of this video is Dollar Shave Club. Shave time and shave money as you get high quality razors and other bathroom accessories like the One Wipe Charlies shipped to your door to make your bathroom chips that much better. Alright, so I'm getting more into the hardware game. I'm going to be reviewing an R7 250X in a couple of days. So I figured, what better time to do some upgrades to my computer. Specifically, as you can see right here, I have the Fractal Design Define R4 computer case. Now this is geared towards silence and kind of performance, but mostly silence and a sleek look. And it absolutely looks sleek, and it has a lot of sound dampening code and that kind of stuff to keep it silent, but I'll go over that in a little bit. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to move my computer into this case, put a new cooler on the Noctua NHD-14, and then a couple of fans in it, into this computer. I'm going to cut away, and you are going to see the computer in here, and then I'm going to go over the case with the computer inside of it. In a video in the future, I will be doing a cable management tutorial with this case, the Fractal Design Define R4, teaching you how to have good cable management and have a good looking PC build without having to do that much work, and I know a lot of you are interested in that. But before we do any of that, I'm going to peel off these plastic parts on the side panel and front panel, and a close-up with the microphone right next to it, because that's probably the most satisfying part of this entire video. So let's get started, and then I will see you guys when the build is completed. Alright, so it took about 2 or 3 hours, but I got the build completely built in the Fractal Design R4. There were a few issues with the CPU cooler. The one that I bought it used, and all the mounting hardware wasn't perfectly fit, so I had to use some from my old cooler, but I swapped some parts out and made it work. So everything is built in the new Fractal Design R4 and working great. So I'm going to prop it up on the desk and then walk you through the computer, and then I'm going to get a little bit of the screen and show you the overclock stuff that I have going on. So interestingly enough, the computer is still largely the same on the inside. Under the cooler, there's an i5-3570K. The graphics card is a 660 Ti from NVIDIA. The power supply is a Roswell Hive 650 watt. I have a 1 terabyte drive from Western Digital, and then 2 120 gigabyte SSDs. And then the motherboard is a Gigabyte UD38. So it's mostly the same. But the things that have been upgraded were upgraded very well. The case itself is extremely silent. You have the fan control and everything, so I can control how loud it is in comparison to its performance. But even with the stock fans still installed, it is very quiet, and it's really sleek looking. It's not as outlandish as the half stacker. It's not as much as eye candy. It's not going to draw the eye when you have other stuff on your desk. But when people do look at it, it's going to look nice, and I really like that about it. The cooler itself is also pretty interesting. The NHD-14, it has a square 120mm fan on the outside and then a round 140mm fan on the inside. Now it's an interesting setup in terms of a cooler. Not a lot of coolers do that, but it's been working pretty well. I'm getting even better temperatures than my Fantex cooler, but I'll show those in a second. The cables, which you've probably noticed, are just cable extensions from NZXT. In the back, I replaced the stock 140mm fan from NZXT with a Noctua 140mm fan because it's just a little bit better. I kept the top 2 ports covered with sound dampening foam that was already included in the case because I didn't want more exhaust, and that would help with the silence. And then I moved both the included stock 140mm NZXT fans to the front, so I have 2 intake fans up here and only 1 exhaust fan. That gives me positive pressure in the case, so it helps with dust because there's more air being intaked into the case than exhausted, so all the extra air is being pushed out through the tiny, all the extra air is being pushed out through the tiny little holes in the case, and dust can't really get in and settle because it's constantly being pushed out. So overall, I really like the case. It was easy to build in. It had enough room in the back. I replaced the fans. It's quiet. It's sleek. I really like it. Now let's get into the overclocking and the temperatures, and then that'll be a wrap for this video. Alright, so this is a quick and easy way of showing you the temperatures and the overclock stuff I have going on. Over here is CPU Z, which right here would be the clock speed it's running at, and then up here is the voltage, and then this is real temp GT, which gives you just live temperature updates on each of the cores for your processor. Now at idle, depending on what the temperature is in my house right now, it'll hover in the high 20s and low 30s. I do have a couple processes running right now if it's a little above the 30s, but I'm going to run Prime 95 and just show you the temperatures it gets up to compared to what they were. Before I installed this Noctua cooler, they were hitting like 80 at this 4.2 gigahertz overclock. They would be hitting 80 sometimes, and then like maybe even 85, and it was just really hot, and I was comfortable with it. Those temperatures are okay, but of course I'd rather have it lower. Alright, so after launching Prime 95, it's been running for about 5 minutes, and you can see that at 100% load, it is running at 4.2 gigahertz, which is its overclock, at a voltage of, it says 1.176, but that is not true. It is 1.230. I don't really know what's up with CPU-Z, but the temperatures are in the 50s. Now, when I first installed the Fantex cooler, the old Fantex cooler, the temperatures were probably in the 70s, low 70s, but over time, as it got dusty, the thermal compound needed to be reapplied, because that was my first time building a computer, so I definitely didn't do it right, but I was still getting temperatures in like the low 70s, but at the end, before I replaced it, I was hitting 80 and sometimes low mid 80s, so that was bad. After installing this Noctua cooler, I'm in the 50s. Now this is only Prime 95, which is stressing it to 100%, but if I ran Intel burn test, which is more of a stability test, it really stresses your CPU past what any normal application would do, this would probably hit 70 or so, but that's not realistic, that's just for stability tests. As you can see, the maximum was on the third core at 61 degrees Celsius. So overall, I'm very happy with my purchase. If you're looking for a cooler, the Noctua NHD-14 is a fantastic choice. It is extremely cool and quiet. And then if you need a new case, if you want to keep it quiet while you still get good temperatures like this, take a look at the Fractal Design Define R4. I am very happy to have switched into it. I am not looking back at all. But overall, that's kind of it. This is the overclock, and that's the case. Alright, so that's it. That was the case swap from the Cooler Master Half Stacker to the Fractal Design Define R4. It's a very worthwhile case swap. It's a lot quieter, the cooler is running better, so I have better temperatures on my CPU, I can rest easier. Overall, it was very worth it. The case was great, the cooler was great. Thumbs up all around. If you like this video, go ahead and subscribe for more content. Maybe leave a like if you want to share the love. Comment down below if you like this case, maybe you've used this case, or the cooler, or products from either Noctua or Fractal Design. I want to know your experiences in the comments below. But other than that, I don't really have anything else to say. Thank you for watching, and stay classy. Now before I head out, I want to talk about Dollar Shave Club one more time. Now, if you're like me, going to the store to buy razors is extremely expensive and annoying. I end up just staring at all the useless options. All the big shave companies are ripping you off with their shave tech like pivoting balls. Stop spending $20 on pivoting balls. For just a few bucks a month, Dollar Shave Club will send high quality razors right to your door. There's no more forgetting, and you always have fresh blades to use. But are they high quality blades? Well, in the words of Dollar Shave Club,
our blades are f***ing great.
For just $6 a month, you can get the 4X razor shipped to your door. Now this has 4 stainless steel blades and an aloe lubricating strip for just $6 a month. And if you're a high roller, for just $9 a month, you can get the Executive 6-blade razor shipped to your door. The first month you buy, they will send you a free handle along with the 4 blade cartridges, and then each month after that, they will just send you a package of the 4 cartridges. Also, be sure to try out the One Wipe Charlies. They're, butt wipes for men.
Yeah, bitch. Butt wipes.
Shave time and shave money at dollarshaveclub.com/mstech.